Brother Ajay Rai, General Secretary of Nepal Trade Union Congress NTUC. Good afternoon and namaste, all of you. Dear friends, brothers and sisters, my name is Yogendra Kumar Kaur. I am the President of Nepal Trade Union Congress NTUC. On behalf of the entire NTUC team, I would like to welcome you in a panel discussion on the theme Migration and Decent Employment, which is under the second theme of World Social Forum 2024 Nepal. Actually, we have chosen this topic today because Nepal is one of the largest sending block of migrant workers, and migrant workers are most vulnerable situation and started to suffer when they decided to go for foreign employment. Even remittance sent by migrant workers share almost 30% of national GDP. Migrant workers continue to face unprecedented challenges in the recruitment of migrant workers, older folk, decent work, social and environmental justice, exploitations, equality, access to justice and wage and social protection, which further aggravates their vulnerability, exposing the poor state of migration. Governance addressing these challenges requires effective and honest efforts from the governments and international communities, particularly the workers, their agencies and networks. In this session, among other things, we also will discuss recruitment practices, the importance of workers, agencies and their networks. And we have invited high experienced guests here today, like Brother Shoya Yoshida, General Secretary of International Trade Union Confederation, Asia and Pacific, ITUC. Brother Numan Ochar, Director of ILO Nepal office, who have huge experience on the labor issues and they are prominently working in betterment of working class. Same as we have Manjuji, who has high expertise on the labor migration and continuously working on the promotion of migrant workers' rights. Last but not least, we have today Lasun Dai, and I do not have any words for him. Actually, he is always with us and guiding us in each and every moment of trade unions for the betterment of working class. To accelerate the trade unions movement. Finally, we have Brother Jivan Bania here as a moderator. He has a PhD in political science from the University of Oslo, Norway, and an MA from Graduate School of International Studies, GSIS, Ajo University, South Korea. He has served as a faculty member at Tribune University, where he taught master's and PhD degree courses and supervised students in business work. He has provided advisory and technical support to the Minister for Labor, Employment and Social Security, the National Reconstruction Authority, NRA, Government of Nepal, the National Human Rights Commission, NHRC, Nepal, the ILO, Geneva, Nepal and Kenya, Center for Policy Research, the United Nations University, trade unions and CSOs. His academic interests include public policy, labor and migration, democracy and development, governance, disaster, gender and social inclusion, GSI, and state society relations, among others. Occasionally, he writes op-eds in regularly interviewed for commented as a commentator by national media such as BBC, Kantipur, Delhi, the Kathmandu Post, Kantipur TV Online Khabar, Nagarik Delhi, Naya Patrika, Ujalo FM, Avenues TV, Ujalo Radio Network, etc. on various social issues. Hope they all share their experience, and we We will very fruitful discussion on the subject matter and give the direction for way forward. As a host, wish you a special foreign guest for a pleasant stay in Kathmandu. Thank you everyone for your active participation and contribution in advance. Thank you, Jai Nepal.
Recently prepared a documentary of about 13 minutes on behalf of NTUC, making establishment and achievement as the main content, and now I would like to present it to everyone. For this, I request CEO Indrajit to facilitate.
May 1st सन् 1886 अमेरिकाको शिकागो शहरमा लाखौं मजदुरले दासता विरुद्ध संगठित रूपमा आवाज बुलन्द गरेको दिन। May 1st सन् 1886 अमेरिकाको शिकागो शहरमा लाखौं मजदुरले दासता विरुद्ध संगठित रूपमा आवाज बुलन्द गरेको दिन। 8 घण्टा काम, 8 घण्टा आराम र 8 घण्टा मनोरञ्जनको मुख्य माग राखी शिकागोमा आन्दोलन भएको झन्डै 6 दशकपछि नेपालको विराटनगरमा मजदुर आन्दोलन आरम्भ भयो। कामको अवस्थामा सुधार, ज्यालामा वृद्धि र संगठित हुन पाउने अधिकारको प्रत्याभूति जस्ता महत्त्वपूर्ण माग राखी तत्कालीन मजदुर नेता गिरिजाप्रसाद कोइरालाले विक्रम सम्वत 2003 सालमा विराटनगर जुट मिलबाट फुकेको बिगुल नै नेपालको ट्रेड युनियन आन्दोलनको श्रीगणेश थियो।
मिल मालिकले अफिस गराइदियो, भोलिपल्ट गएर भोलिपल्ट कुर्सी ल्याएर राख्यो भनेर भने एउटा मजदुरले कुर्सी ल्याएर राख्यो नि त भनेर लेख्ने गरे। आयो फेरि कुर्सी खिच्ने भनेर फटाएको पऱ्यो, फटा अनि के जो बदमासी गर्यो भने यो खाता लिएर मेरो क्वार्टरमा आउनु भनेको त्यो त म गर्दै गर्दैन। यहाँ मलाई बोक्ने मान्छे थियो, क्वार्टरमा त जान्न भनेर भने म गइनँ।
गिरिजाप्रसाद कोइरालाको नेतृत्वमा सुरु भएको नेपाल मजदुर सङ्घको यही आन्दोलनले मजदुरका अधिकार मात्रै प्रत्याभूत गरेन, तत्कालीन जहानिया राणा शासन विरुद्ध जनमत सृजना गर्यो। आजको दिनमा नेपाल ट्रेड युनियन कांग्रेसको रूपमा सक्रिय यही नेपाल मजदुर सङ्घकै आन्दोलनले 2007 को जनक्रान्ति सफल बनाउन भूमिका खेलेको थियो। प्रजातन्त्रको उदय पश्चात भएको पहिलो आम निर्वाचन 2015ले जननायक बीपी कोइरालाको नेतृत्वमा देशमा पहिलो जननिर्वाचित सरकार थियो। सोही सरकारले कारखाना तथा कारखानामा काम गर्ने मजदुर सम्बन्धी ऐन 2016 जारी गरी मुलुकमा पहिलो पटक मजदुरलाई सम्बोधन गर्ने कानुन निर्माण थालनी गर्यो। जनताद्वारा जननिर्वाचित सरकारले जनपक्षीय काम आरम्भ गरेकै बेला तत्कालीन राजा महेन्द्रले सैनिक coup गरे।
राजनीतिक दलहरू र दलगत राजनैतिक उद्देश्यले प्रेरित भएका वर्गीय सङ्गठनहरूलाई समेत यही घोषणाद्वारा हाललाई अवैध घोषित गरी यस्ता संस्थाहरूमा प्रतिबन्ध लगाइबसेका छौँ।
जननिर्वाचित सरकारको बर्खास्तै संसदको विघटन मात्रै होइन, राजनीतिक दलका गतिविधिमा समेत प्रतिबन्ध लगाएपछि ट्रेड युनियनका गतिविधिमा समेत बन्देज लाग्यो। बरु पीत युनियनका रूपमा सरकार समर्थित नेपाल मजदुर संगठन नामक सरकारी संगठनको स्थापना गरियो, जसले पञ्चायत नीति तथा जाँचबुझ समितिको मुख्य सहयोगीका रूपमा अघि बढ्दै मजदुर विरुद्ध थिचोमिचो गराउने काम गर्यो। पञ्चायती व्यवस्थाको निरङ्कुशता चरम उत्कर्षमा पुगेका बेला भएको विद्यार्थी आन्दोलनलाई मजदुरहरूले पनि आफ्नो क्षेत्रबाट सहयोग गरेका थिए। जुन आन्दोलनले पञ्चायती शासकलाई जनमत संग्रहको घोषणा गर्न बाध्य पारेको थियो। यही जनमत संग्रह पश्चात सुरु भएको प्रजातन्त्र पुनर्स्थापनाको आन्दोलनमा विभिन्न पेशागत तथा मजदुर संगठनहरूले सक्रिय सहभागिता जनाए। श्रमिक तथा मजदुरहरूको सक्रिय सहभागिताकै कारण त्यो आन्दोलनले निर्णायक सफलता हासिल गरेको थियो। 2046 सालको आन्दोलनले सफलता पाएसँगै देशमा उत्पन्न खुल्ला प्रजातान्त्रिक अवस्थामा नेपालको ट्रेड युनियन आन्दोलनले पुनः लय समात्यो। 2003 सालमा गिरिजाप्रसाद कोइरालाद्वारा स्थापित नेपाल मजदुर सङ्घलाई प्रजातन्त्र पुनर्स्थापना समेत नेपाल ट्रेड युनियन कङ्ग्रेसका रूपमा पुनर्गठन गरियो। वीरगञ्जमा गरिएको फाउन्डिङ अधिवेशन र जनकपुरमा गरिएको पहिलो विधान अधिवेशनले ट्रेड युनियन कङ्ग्रेसको खाका निर्माण गरेको थियो। यही संगठनको अग्रसरतामा तत्कालीन प्रधानमन्त्री गिरिजाप्रसाद कोइराला नेतृत्वको सरकारले श्रम ऐन 2048 र ट्रेड युनियन ऐन 2049 जारी गर्यो।
के भयो भनेदेखि पनि त्यहाँ कोही पनि थिएन, म मात्रै थिएँ। अनि कसलाई राख्ने कसलाई राख्ने भनेर भन्दाखेरि मान्छे खोज्न थालियो। अब काठमाडौँको केही खोजियो, ट्रान्सपोर्टको यस्तो आफूले जति जति बुझेको थियो त्यति 9जनाको कमिटी बनायो। अनि अर्गनाइज गर्न थाल्यो, रसिद छापियो, पहिलो रसिद छापियो। रसिद छापेपछि अनि अर्गनाइज गर्दै हिँड्यौँ। शिक्षकको एउटा थियो, अनि वित्तीय संस्था आए, अनि अर्को आए, अनि अरूहरूलाई ल्याइयो है। इन्टरनेसनली यो पहिले इन्टरनेसनलमा जब हुँदाखेरि 1959 ब्रसल्स जानुभएको थियो। अनि इन्टरनेसनल मान्छेहरू आए यहाँ नेपालमा, यो ट्रेड कस्तो होला के होला भनेर हामीसँग आएर भेट्न थाल्यो। अहिलेको मान्छेहरू पनि आए, अमेरिकाको आए, इन्डियाको आए, सबैतिरको मान्छेहरू आए। र उनीहरूले यसो अर्गनाइज गरेर कसरी गर्छौँ, हामी सहयोग गर्छौँ भनेर भने अनि मान्छे पठाए। अनि यस्तो स्ट्रक्चर हुन्छ, यस्तो हुन्छ भनेर एउटा आइडिया दिए, इन्टरनेसनल स्ट्रक्चरहरूको आइडिया दिए। हामीले विभिन्न विधामा बस्ने, हामीले मजदुर मात्रै होइन, ट्रेड हो, जो जे ट्रेडमा काम गर्दछ त्यो ट्रेडको सङ्गठन बनाउनुपर्छ। हामीले के सोचेको थियो भनेदेखि पनि यो मजदुरहरूको सङ्गठनले यसले आफूलाई फाइट गर्छ।
यही ट्रेड युनियन कङ्ग्रेसको पहल कदमीमा नेपालको श्रमिक आन्दोलनलाई अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय आन्दोलनसँग जोड्ने काम भयो। यसैको पहलमा अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय ट्रेड युनियन महासङ्घमा आबद्ध हुँदै नेपालको श्रमिक आन्दोलनको मुद्दालाई विश्वव्यापी गर्ने काम भयो। ट्रेड युनियन आन्दोलनले गति लिएकै बेला देशमा फेरि एकपटक प्रजातन्त्रमाथि आक्रमण भयो। एकातिर माओवादी द्वन्द्वले थिलो भइरहेको नेपालको प्रजातान्त्रिक आन्दोलनमाथि तत्कालीन अवस्थामा धावा बोलिएपछि ट्रेड युनियन आन्दोलन जनअधिकारको आन्दोलनमा एकपटक फेरि जुट्नु पर्यो। तत्कालीन 7 राजनीतिक दलले आह्वान गरेको आन्दोलनले गति नदिएपछि आन्दोलनकारी नेताहरूले सामूहिक रूपमा श्रमिकहरूलाई आन्दोलनका लागि आह्वान गरेका थिए। फलस्वरूप गणतन्त्र स्थापनाका लागि भएको 65-63 को आन्दोलन सफलताको बिन्दुमा अघि बढ्यो। यसर्थ गणतन्त्र प्राप्तिको आन्दोलनमा पनि ट्रेड युनियन कङ्ग्रेस र श्रमिकहरूको निर्णायक भूमिका रहेको थियो।
ट्रेड गठन पालन गर्न पाउने हक तथा ट्रेडमा आबद्ध हुन पाउने हक, सामूहिक सौदाबाजी गर्न पाउने हक र कानुन बमोजिम हटाएर गर्न पाउने हक, यी कुरा चाहिँ म ट्रेड कङ्ग्रेसको अध्यक्षपछि संविधानमा हामीले समावेश गऱ्यौँ। हामीले लामो समय बहस गरेका थियौँ श्रमको बारेमा। 7 पोइन्ट एजेन्डा भन्दा हामीले निकै लामो समय गरेका थियौँ। तिनलाई हामीले व्यवस्थित तरिकाले अगाडि बढाएर हामीले जति बढी सामूहिक सुरक्षा त्यति बढी श्रम र सत्ता भनेर श्रम ऐन र सामूहिक सुरक्षा ऐन एकैचोटि लिएर आयौँ।
म संविधान सभा सदस्य भएको बेला श्रम सम्बन्ध समितिमा तात्कालिक श्रमिकहरूको मुद्दा इस्युमा छलफल गराउने, मजदुरलाई परेको मार्कामा सम्बन्धित पक्षलाई बोलाएर अन्तर्क्रिया गरेर मजदुरहरूको हक र हितको लागि चाहिँ कुरा गर्नेहरू काम गरियो। त्यो धेरै कामहरू अझ पनि गर्न बाँकी छ। अझ त्यो कानुन सङ्घीय स्तरमा बनेको कानुन प्रदेश स्तरमा अझ बनेको छैन, त्यसलाई पूर्णता दिन बाँकी छ, जसले गर्दा कानुन पूर्णता लागू भएको छैन।
श्रमिक अधिकारका लागि भएका कुनै पनि आन्दोलनको अग्रमोर्चामा रहँदै आएको नेपाल ट्रेड युनियन कङ्ग्रेसकै पहलमा नेपालमा संयुक्त ट्रेड युनियन समन्वय केन्द्रको स्थापना भई राजनीतिक रूपमा फरक बाटोमा अघि बढेका ट्रेड युनियनहरूलाई श्रमिकको पक्षमा साझा धारणा बनाउन एउटै थलोमा ल्याउने काम भयो।
शेरबहादुर देउवाजीको नेतृत्वको सरकारले योगदान आधारित सामाजिक सुरक्षा ऐन र त्यसलाई पूरक ऐनको रूपमा श्रम ऐन 2074 लिएर आयो। प्रजातन्त्र स्थापनार्थ मात्र होइन, त्यसलाई संस्थागत गर्नको लागि, त्यसको सुदृढीकरण गर्नको लागि पनि हामीले निरन्तर योगदान गर्यौँ। नेपालको संविधान 2072मा मौलिक अधिकारकै रूपमा हामीले सङ्गठन गर्न नपाउने अधिकार, सामूहिक सौदाबाजीको अधिकार र योगदान आधारित सामाजिक सुरक्षाको अधिकारलाई संवैधानिक अधिकारको रूपमा स्थापित गर्न सफल भएका छौँ। नेपालको ट्रेड युनियन आन्दोलन विभाजित अवस्थामा थियो। त्यो विभाजित ट्रेड युनियन आन्दोलनको कारणले गर्दाखेरि श्रमजीवीहरूको मुद्दाहरू ओझेलमा परेका थिए र हाम्रो भोइस चाहिँ कमजोर भएको अवस्था थियो र त्यो भोइसलाई स्ट्रेन्थनिङ गर्ने क्रममा नेपाल ट्रेड युनियन कङ्ग्रेसकै पूर्व अध्यक्ष लक्ष्मण बस्नेतको इनिसिएसनमा संयुक्त ट्रेड युनियन आन्दोलनको सुरुवात भयो र त्यसमा हामी गौरव गर्छौँ र त्यसमा हामी दाबी पनि गर्छौँ।
देशभर हाल विभिन्न सेवा क्षेत्र, उत्पादन क्षेत्र र अनौपचारिक तथा स्वरोजगार क्षेत्र करिब 5 लाख श्रमजीवी मजदुरहरू सदस्य रहेको नेपाल ट्रेड युनियन कङ्ग्रेसमा 27वटा राष्ट्रिय सङ्घहरू आबद्ध रहेका छन्। सङ्गठनले श्रमिकको अधिकार मात्र होइन, सामाजिक उत्तरदायित्वको क्षेत्रमा पनि निरन्तर काम गरिरहेको छ। आज जे उपलब्धि हासिल भएका छन् त्यसको जगमा अघि बढ्दै श्रमिकको पक्षमा थप उपलब्धि हासिल गर्न नेपाल ट्रेड युनियन कङ्ग्रेसको यात्रा निरन्तर जारी रहनेछ।
I would like to request to the panelists to the floor dash. Firstly, I would like to request to the brother Suai Suda, respected General Secretary of the ITCAP. Then respected brother Lakshman Basnet, Secretary General of the SAARC Trade Union Council. And then brother Numan Osman, Country Director of the ILO Nepal office. And Sister Manju Gurung, panelist. Sister Manju. Take it to
Trade Union Congress, the representative of Trade Union Congress, for inviting me to moderate this session. As you know, the migration has been the defining sort of features of our society. And South Asia is not new to this. We have huge number of migrant workers from South Asia migrating to various parts of the world, particularly Gulf and Malaysia. We, South Asians, as well as the UN member states, have placed in our SDG goals that we will achieve the various SDG goals by 2030. However, recent studies, particularly the one by ILO, suggest that half half of the member states are still lagging behind in terms of achieving these goals. So, in 5 years down the line, I don't know whether we'll be able to achieve these goals or not. And one of the fundamental aspects of achieving SDG has been the agenda of decent work for all, including the migrant workers. If we talk about the migrant workers' decent work agenda in the form of, let's say, the security of their income, security of their rights, their occupational and health safety issues, access to social protections that we had discussion this morning, and also transferability of social security provisions, as well as the recovery of some of the wage theft that the migrant workers have been subjected to, particularly in the context of COVID, that was quite pervasive, and that has to change. I think in the World Social Forum, as the slogan goes, the world has to change, and it has to change quite fundamentally. So I think we are going to discuss about what kind of world for the migrant workers we are thinking about. We are going to have this discussion on these issues about the migration, migrants, and the decent work for them, as well as their family. So to talk about these issues, we have very distinguished panelists with us today. So I would like to first begin by introducing our panelists. First, we have Soya Yoshida. Soya Yoshida is the General Secretary of International Trade Union Confederation, Asia Pacific NTUC AP, which is the regional organizations of International Trade Union Confederation. He started his career in 1987, very long ago, as a program officer of international affairs in the Japan Institute of Labor. He served the ILO Bureau of Workers' Activities ACTRAP in Geneva, Switzerland, as a workers' education expert between 1991 to 1994. Then he was posted to the International Training Center of ILO in Turin, Italy, as the program officer from 1994 to 1997. After returning to Japan in 1997, he became the chief of international policy in the Japanese Trade Union Confederation. He was subsequently attached to the ITUC Belgium as senior economist in Employment and International Labor Standard Department between 2001 to 2005. Prior to joining the ITUC AP, he held the position of Executive Director of the International Affairs Department of Japanese Trade Union Confederation. So I would like to welcome Soyaji in this kind of discussion. And the next, we have another distinguished guest you also saw in the video, Mr. Lakshman Basnet. Lakshman Basnet is currently the General Secretary of South Asian Regional Trade Union Council, SARTU. He formally started his career as an activist for Nepali Congress in 1967. He joined trade union movement after the re-establishment of NTUC in 1990 as its president, and served till 2013 as the president. So he has become a member of ICFTU AP and ITUC since 1992. He was also a member of the ILO governing body from 1997 to 2009. Then we have another distinguished guest here, Numan Ojan. I don't know whether I got your name correct. He has over 25 years of experience in policy advocacy, program implementation in employment, labor rights, social dialogue, social policies. Prior to his assignment in Nepal, he served as a director of the ILO office in Turkey from 2015 to 2023. Prior to joining the ILO, Numan worked at the EU delegation to Turkey for 10 years, from 2005 to 15. He was involved in political dialogue, accession negotiations, and monitoring the reform process in Turkey's alignment with the EU in the social policy and employment area. He also coordinated the EU's pre-accession financial assistance program on employment, education, and social inclusion. Mr. Numan started his career in 1998 in a Turkish Trade Union Confederation, and later he also worked in a private sector in the business risk consultancy company and in the public sector in charge of management of EU-funded projects in the social field in Turkey. So welcome, Numan as well. And finally, we have Ms. Manju Gurung. Manju Gurung is the co-founder and strategic advisor of Pauraki Nepal, an organization of returning migrant workers. She is also the former president of Pauraki Nepal. She has decades of experience in migration, and her organization and herself have been working with and providing various supports to migrant women, returnees, and the services from her organization include shelter, food, counseling, entrepreneurship training, and various other kind of support. Currently, she is also one of the members of task force formed by the Ministry of Labor, Employment and Social Security, which is mandated to provide recommendations for new migration policy. Manjuji, welcome to the discussion. So, without further ado, I would like to first start by asking a couple of questions to Lakshman Dai. Lakshman Dai, you work with the workers and the migrant workers, particularly of South Asia, and over the course of your work in the region, you come across various opportunities, challenges, progress in terms of the decent work that I discussed about earlier. Can you please let us know the situation of decent work for the migrant workers from South Asia particularly? And if you could also link that with some efforts that the SARTUC and its affiliates have been making in order to advance these agenda and to protect migrants and migrant workers in various destination countries.
Thank you, Jeevanji. And I would like to recognize SARTUC President, Mr. Harvinder Singh, who is here from Delhi, just arrived this morning, and our advisor, Mr. Mahendra Sarva, and Pasa, who worked very closely with us, and Kunti Asami is also here from BWI, and a lot of others are also here, so I don't want to, the problem with South Asia is same. When we do programs with 6, 7, 8 countries, 7 countries, let's say Bhutan doesn't have trade union, so 6, 7 countries. For migrant workers, it's the same. They pay heavy amount of money, and they have a very flimsy contract paper, which is as soon as they get into the plane and go to the destination country, wherever it is, GCC countries or Malaysia, it has no value there. It's like a Nepali currency taking there, and it has no value there. And the working conditions are all similar to all of us, similar in the South Asia. And working decent work is very difficult. We cannot even talk about it. We visit the workplace there, it's not existing. And returning. Recently, Bangladesh has announced that those who are returning will give you 5,000 taka to the returning migrant workers. So our effort at present is to build a coalition of migrant sending countries throughout the global situation. We are working with 7 Just recently, we made an agreement with 7 regional organizations like NTUC, AP, Africa, Americas, and except Europe, South Asia, East Asia, and country of Arab countries also, Arab TUC, so seven countries. So just last June we signed the agreement, and we are working on that. What the problem is, what do we expect from the country of destination, country of sending country? What do we expect? Decent work. First, we have to ratify our own conventions. Our own, for the decent work, we have to ratify our convention in Nepal. All the South Asian countries should ratify the decent work conditions, conventions has to be ratified. Then we have to make a joint collective agreement with them. Joint collective agreement. SAARC countries has to make a joint collective agreement with them. Then there is the Abu Dhabi dialogue. There is the Abu Dhabi dialogue, and that dialogue has valid because there's 8 countries, 14 countries almost, 7 GCC countries, Malaysia, and other Korea, come prepared with their agenda. But our Colombo process countries do not even discuss with them, within ourselves. And just we go there and agree with their agenda, and we don't talk there. We don't question. The problem is, we have to tell, this time our minister, we pressurized our minister that we have to put our demand there. Regional workers' demand. At least you cannot do the regional. We very particularly said, before you sit in the meeting, please discuss with the labor ministers of the sending countries and explain these conditions. That exuberant, expensive. In Bangladesh, about 300,000 takas. In Nepal, at least 150,000 rupees, so on. So you have to tell them. Working condition is so bad that some of them come in the boxes. And they are captured there. Their passports are confiscated. These things you have to tell them. And standardize our agreement, standard contract, which has to be valid there. But unfortunately, our governments, especially I can tell about my country, that it's not working. They are only looking remittance. Now it's a 17 billion remittance, and we are looking. We are not taking care of our workers' demand. This is the basic problem. We can talk and talk and talk. I have been working for migration last 12 years. The same thing we are talking in the same meetings. I have been to a couple of Abu Dhabi dialogues. The same thing. They bring their proposal. We accept it. Our country accept it. Why we do not want to say anything? Because we think that our quota for the recruitment will be shortened or reduced. So this is the problem. Until unless the people, the worker of South Asia are on the focus, this situation will not be changed. We can go on and on and on, but this situation will not be changed. So my suggestion to all these people is that we have to talk to our government and have a tripartite meeting first in the GCC, South Asian countries. Then make one point. This time, on February 10th to 14th, there was a Abu Dhabi dialogue. Our minister said that you should fix minimum wages. At least for the first time in 12 years, I have seen that you should fix the minimum wages. I told the minister before he was leaving, the day before he was leaving, that last time ministers described all these things, but it was not. So I will stop here now, and we are all aware of those trade unions work in the migration. These countries, even in the civil society, we are all aware of these things. So it has to be changed. Thank you.
Thank you. Lakshman Dai, you pointed out the failure of migration governance, which is maybe bilateral, transnational, and international in nature, and it has to change. Otherwise, the problem that you mentioned is likely to continue. And you also touched upon, the need for building movements to have this bargaining capacity with the destination country. And we'll come back to that later on. Now let me, come to Manjuji. As I mentioned in the introduction, you've been working with migrant, particularly the migrant women and returning migrant women, and you've seen, and a lot of studies have also suggested that they are one of the most vulnerable group of migrant workers who are susceptible to different kind of exploitations, wage theft, and they are not even recognized by the origin countries. So their vulnerability is much more higher than the other groups. Can you please let us know, based on your experience about Nepal or other contexts, what are the key challenges that the women migrant workers and returnees face, and what the reasons are?
Thank you very much, Jivanji. First of all, let me thank the organizer for this opportunity, and also I would like to welcome all the delegates from different part of the world, and wish you a very much pleasant stay in Nepal. As brother has already mentioned about the context of the South Asia, so it's easier for me to more narrow down on the issue of women migrant workers. On the basis of the work, majority of Nepali or the South Asian women are engaged in the care work. So on the basis of work, the salary or the wage has been discriminated. That is the starting discrimination of women. And among the care worker, the most vulnerable populations are domestic workers. Domestic workers, they confine within the household, so they face multiple challenges, like unpaid, less paid, underpaid. Those are the challenges they are facing, and exploitation of the excessive work and other violations like physical abuses, sexual abuses, and multiple violations that are facing. And I would like to start from the beginning of the journey of women migrant workers. In the context of Nepal, majority of Nepali women, they are engaged in the domestic worker. But the government of Nepal has imposed a ban. So due to ban, Nepali women migrant has to migrate via different corridor, like they have to go via India or via visit visa. So there, then they start the vulnerability. They end up with trafficking as well as human smuggling and also unsafe migration. So the journey start and they face discrimination entire migration cycle. While they are in the country of destination, the domestic work is not recognized as a work in different destination countries. So become a domestic worker, they are not entitled to enjoy any workers' rights in during their stay in the country of destination. And also while they return home, they are also, being women, they face many social stigma and discrimination in the country of origin. And it's very challenging for them to reintegrate in their society. So entire migration cycle, they don't have access to social protection and social security, and also health accesses. During the COVID, many Nepali women migrant workers, they face discrimination on their access to being a woman, being on the basis of nationality, on the basis of the work. They are facing challenges. They don't have access to vaccination and other facility or other treatment. And as well as while migrating, if a woman has to migrate, they have to go through the pregnancy test. If a woman is pregnant, then she could not migrate. There's this discrimination start from the beginning of the country of origin. So the entire migration cycle, women are facing multiple violations and challenges. So we are trying to, though we do have, Nepal has a very progressive law, we claim that the Article 8, Nepali Foreign Employment Act, Article 8 has clearly mentioned that on the basis of the gender, workers will not be discriminated, but in the practical, women are facing this kind of challenges. So in the entire migration cycle, women are facing a lot of challenges. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. We'll come back to some of the points that you touched upon, but let me now come to Soyaji. As Lakshmanji and Manjuji mentioned, that a lot of things, a lot of problems that the migrant workers have to undergo and have been subjected to are also something related to the gaps in the policies and the enforcements of existing policy frameworks, if there are any. And trade unions are one of the key agents for advancing the rights of the migrant workers. However, many studies, including the one that I was involved in, the Migration Recruitment Advisory, only 1%, I mean, that study suggested that only 1% of the migrant workers were affiliated or the member to the migrant trade unions. So there is a huge gap in terms of organizing the migrant workers in the destination countries. So as a trade union movement, you are trying to also build various kind of networks across the globe and trying to advance some of these rights or improving the laws and policies, or to pressurize the governments to come up with new ones which are migrant friendly and migrant centric. Based on your experiences, what are the progresses that you've seen and what are the challenges that the trade union movements have faced so far? And if you can also link that with what should be done in order to better organize and to advance the rights or various agenda of the migrant workers, particularly in the destination countries, please.
Yes, thank you very much, Brother Jiman. First, thank you very much in particular for introducing myself, which reminded me, I have been working in this area of labor maybe too long. And it also reminded me how old I am. But I'm a bit younger than Brother Laxman still. Of course, that despite the significant role of migrant workers in the economies of their home and the destination country, they often, in most cases, face undue hardship and abuse in the form of low wages, denial of freedom of association and collective bargaining, discrimination, violence, racism, xenophobia. Even since the COVID-19, this pandemic has amplified the inequality faced by migrant workers and exacerbated their vulnerability. Then, what we can do, or what we should do, or what trade unions should do, first, there are two important international instruments. ILO Convention 97, Migration from Employment Convention. This focuses on the standard applicable for the recruitment of migrants for employment and their condition of work. Another one being Convention 143, Convention concerning the this convention deals with the irregular migrant and also calls for sanctions against traffickers. It also reiterates the general obligation to respect the human rights of all migrant workers and calls for not only equal treatment but also equality of opportunity with regard to access to employment, trade union rights, cultural rights, and individual and collective freedom to protect the migrant worker. However, this convention have been only ratified by one or two countries in this region. Maybe the brother from the ILO will further deliberate this issue. So, trade union demonstrate the commitment, for their commitment to include migrant workers. How to organize, so that that those migrant workers will be benefited from the collective bargaining. In return, trade union will be more stronger in negotiating with the employer and the government, both in the home and the destination countries. And following what Brother Laxman said earlier, in 2018, Memorandum of Understanding was signed between first Arab Trade Union Confederation, ASEAN Trade Union Council, South Asian Trade Union Council, NTUC Africa, NTUC Americas, and NTUC Asia Pacific in 2018, with the presence of the former ILO Director General, Guy Ryder, and it launched a campaign to further advance the ratification of these two ILO conventions. The cooperation was also helpful in pushing legislation, amendment, and model employment contract for migrant workers. And this memorandum was revised or even strengthened last year. The new memorandum of understanding was signed again with 6 regional or sub-regional trade union organizations, and again in presence of the ILO Director General, Javier Ungubo. But this time, we had a NTUC General Secretary to observe our ceremony, because NTUC, we insisted, NTUC should be play more pivotal role to coordinate the cooperation between trade union organizations over the world. So I think this is one of the great achievements for Laxman and myself. And we will continue our engagement with all the regional and sub-regional organizations to formulate the strategy and intensify its action to secure the right of migrant workers. Just give me one more minute. Following the memorandum of 2018, we launched the pilot study in Amman, Jordan,